saving space on my camera by using the screen recorder along with the camera lens, I guess. But it just shuts down after not too long. So let me get going. I had a recording today where I was saying that I don't trust anybody in the United States, not a soul, for a lot of reasons. Let's just start right there where I left off before. I don't trust anybody. Now, in line with that, I was saying, like, I was showing a man today this photo of my great great grandfather, which some people said looks very much like me. I'm quite proud of that, right? But because the guy was in the Civil War, he was in the cavalry out in Missouri, and so I got this Italian name. So throughout my life, until I made discoveries like this using Ancestry.com, right? I was an Italian, right? Not even an American. And I find, hey, wait a minute. I got a direct ancestor in the Civil War. Wait a minute, hold on. So, I've been showing this picture all around. And the guy I showed it to today I said, who do you think this is in this picture? And he said, it's you. I said, no, it isn't. So I was saying, is this guy trustworthy? Was he telling me the truth, or is he another undercover this or that who was placed in that position 10 minutes before I got there? This kind of thing. Okay? I don't know. So, in line with that, I'm remembering how when I was at a summer camp at the age, I believe I was 12. No, I must have been 11. I was either 10 or 11, probably 11. That summer, I was in like what was called the American League. There were two leagues baseball in the camp. I think I was in the American League, one American International, and I was most valuable player in my league, and my team won the championship, the World Series, you want to call it that, against the other league. Okay, we won the World Series. Now, I was most valuable player in that league, and my good friend was most valuable player in the other league. And I've said that I was in delayed maturation. Well, he was huge. When he was 11 years old, he was already growing. We didn't know anything about. Well, I didn't know anything about sexual maturation at the time. I didn't even think at the time, oh, he's growing because he's becoming sexually mature. No. We didn't take showers or anything to see each other down there. So it was just a guy who was big, that's all. But now, when I'm an old man, I'm thinking, hey, he was probably already maturing sexually at the age of 11, which is why he got so big so fast. Okay, so he was a great friend of mine. He used to carry me around on his shoulders. That's how small I was compared to him. Now, he was most valuable player in the other league. Now, we had this game against this other camp, okay? And the other team had this pitcher who was just firing these fastballs across the plate, man. He was so fast, no one could hit off this guy, okay? No one could hit off this pitcher who was just rifling these pitches in and striking everybody out. No one could get a hit, right? Well, my friend, okay, who was most valuable player in the other league, although they lost the World Series against my team, he got this beautiful hit. He hit a ball to the left field. He was batting right-handed, and he hit a ball to the left field over the head of the left field. It was a beautiful hit, and he got a triple out of it, okay? Just a beautiful hit. We were all cheering for him, okay? I came up to the plate. Guess what? I hit a ground ball, not with him on base. Maybe he was on base. I don't remember. He might have been on base. I don't know at this point when I got this hit. But I came up to bat, and I got this hit where I hit a ground ball straight at the pitcher. And the pitcher couldn't catch it because it was a real hot ground ball that I hit. I hit the ball really hard, but it wasn't pretty, right? It was a ground ball, and it went by the pitcher. He didn't catch it, and it went between the second baseman and the shortstop. So it was already a base hit. And guess what? The center fielder missed the damn thing. It went through his legs or whatever. He didn't catch it either. So guess what? I got a home run from this ugly hit, this ugly ground ball. I got a home run. So, yeah, I kept running. And I was thinking to myself at the time, and I'm still wondering, did the other team do that on purpose? They missed that, picking that ground ball up? Did they do that on purpose? Did the other team miss picking up that ground ball I hit on purpose to, like, take pity on us? Or did they really flub up like that? I don't know. At the time I was thinking, I think these were kids our age, so they would be mature enough to think, oh, let's feel sorry for the other team and miss this ground ball that this guy hit, because nobody's gotten any hits. It was just me and my friend. We were the only two guys who got hits. And those were our only two hits. His triple and my home run. So I was thinking to myself, but now I'm thinking about, at the time I was thinking, oh, they just let it go through their legs like that because they felt pity on us. But now I'm thinking, wait a minute, I got a home run. I don't remember who won that game, actually. Maybe that home run won the game. I don't remember. So if that home run won our game, they didn't just give that to us. But I don't know who won that game now, okay? So I'm thinking to myself, I don't think they were mature enough to take pity on us like that. And we were all 11, 12 years old. Would they have taken pity? Probably not. But at the time I thought, how could they have missed that ball? How could they? And, I saw it go under the legs of the center fielder. I guess I was rounding second base. And I looked, and this guy, it had gone under his legs. He was chasing after it. Well, I feel like I need to put this on pause because having just said what I wanted about that experience, I don't know how to conclude this. Well, by way of conclusion on this experience, all I can say is that in light of my experience over the past 10 years of being relentlessly, microcosmically harassed, me and my wife, I've developed what I call the law of bully, which means a bully, if he doesn't bully you in any particular moment, it's not because he's giving you a break. A bully will bully you till he kills you. That's when a bully stops, okay? So the bully is not going to ever give you a break. You notice, hey, he's not bullying me right now. It's only because he can't, for whatever reason. He can't bully you at that moment, so that's why you're not being bullied. So I'm saying to myself, in keeping with that principle, it's highly unlikely that the other team missed that ground ball I hit on purpose. I really did hit a hot ground ball. I really hit the ball hard, and they couldn't handle it. So I got a very ugly home run, but it was a home run. That's all. This footnote, because I have this video I made today about the boss wanting us all to be quiet in America. And I realize there's all kinds of complications to that topic, but on the whole, I'd say that's true. Let's keep everybody quiet and in line now. Okay, I know there's all kinds of complications to that, but on the whole, I'm saying that this is a problem. Now, in line with the subject, keeping quiet, and in line with playing baseball and being most valuable player, I got a trophy for that at the camp. Most valuable player trophy, and my team won the championship. Okay, now, I'm not bragging, stating facts, but I am proud that I did that. Now, what position did I play? I played shortstop, which is the guy who plays shortstop in baseball is often a very good fielder because most people bat right-handed and they're going to hit toward the left, and they'll hit ground balls, line drives, and everything right at the shortstop. So he's going to get a lot of action as a defender for in baseball. And he's got to be able to catch those hot ground balls, line drives, whatever, and make the throw to first to throw people at. And I played shortstop, and I was most valuable player in my league. I wasn't just good on my team. Okay, so when I was playing, for reasons I don't know what the reasons are now or even then, I was talking a lot. When I was playing shortstop, I would be saying, "Come on, batter, swing, batter, hey, batter, batter," like that. As I was saying, when I was playing shortstop, I came up, for unknown reasons, I kept up a running chatter. While I was playing, I was saying, "Hey, come on, batter, swing, batter, come on, let's whatever I was saying. I don't remember. I kept up like a running chatter out there. Okay, so one at this camp, and I want to make this point also. This is also important. At this camp, the pitchers in our league were the counselors. The kids were not pitchers. So I've said in other recordings elsewhere that that's one of the reasons that I was a good hitter, because I felt like the pitcher was trustworthy. The pitcher was a counselor, so I could hit the ball. I trusted. Sometimes those counselors might hit you with a pitch, but when I was up at bat, I wasn't scared to death that I was going to get hit, which is how I felt when I was playing against kids, that I was going to get hit, and so I was not a good hitter normally. But when the counselor was pitching, I was hitting all the time, and as I just said in the recording, I did get a home run off a kid who was rifling pitches in there, and I still got a hit. Well, okay. So anyway, one of the counselors one day, while I was keeping up my running chatter, he says, "Hey, be quiet or stop talking," or something like this, because it was bothering him. But I didn't stop. I kept on. I ignored that counselor, and I kept up my chatter. Now, the meaning of that escapes me, but let me tie it in this way. You ever hear the song by Bruce Springsteen where he says, "When they said sit down, I stood up"? Well, the counselor, the boss, he told me to be quiet, and I ignored him. The boss told me to be quiet, and I ignored the boss. The boss was the counselor. I ignored him. I kept up my chatter, and he didn't stop me after that. I'm not sure what the meaning of that is, but as I said, when they said sit down, I stood up. I wasn't a rebellious kid, but in this case, I guess that song matches up with what happened. That boss told me to be quiet, and I wouldn't be quiet. I kept on talk. I kept up my chatter, and I was still most valuable player, and my team won the championship.